Hey guys, it is Wednesday, October 23rd. Welcome to what I like to call Hot Takes for Hot Heads. I want to talk to you guys about Texas. You know I love Texas. Texas to me is the center of the universe. And although I was not born here, I'm a pro-life guy and I have Texas DNA because I was conceived here. Yep, my parents did a dirty thing in a horrible place called Dallas. And back in 1972, Dallas was still part of Texas. So I'm going to claim it where I can. I got here as fast as I could about 25 years ago. And I love this state. However, as you've heard me say many, many times, Texas is not the Texas that most Texans think it is anymore. And we are on the verge of not being a red state anymore. In fact, we are migrating more towards the purple. I like to say that our big cities have gone decidedly blue with Dallas and, of course, Austin and San Antonio, El Paso, Houston, and, sometimes even Fort Worth. They are the blueberries in the chili. What's going on here, and why are we embracing so many progressive ideologies when it comes to our politics here in Texas? And why should you care if you're not in Texas? Well, if you look at the map of the United States, and let's say Texas was a piece of a puzzle and the rest of the states made up the remainder, if you take Texas out, the whole puzzle falls apart. Yes, Texas is that important. We are a cohesive glue for numerous reasons. Well, we're large. We are arguably the eighth or ninth biggest economy on the globe. A large percentage, maybe 49% of your oil and gas production comes from this state, and about 29 to 30% of your natural gas right here in the Lone Star State. We share 1,221 miles of border with Mexico. Most of the illegal aliens that have crossed into the United States have done so right here through the open, porous space that we call South Texas. Now, we need to protect these things, and there's a guy running for Senate against longtime Senator Ted Cruz. This guy's name is Colin Allred. I can't watch a football game without seeing the commercials literally blowing up with Colin Allred commercials. And I have a problem with this guy that looks like Shrek Volume 2. Yeah, he played football at Baylor. He's a big guy. And I don't really care about his physical presence as much as his mental acuity that I think is lacking when it comes to what Texas and ultimately the United States needs when it comes to someone sitting in that Senate seat. Now, to me, Colin Allred is just another form of Kamala Harris. He made a statement recently about women in Texas. He said, what women in Texas are facing every day under Ted Cruz's abortion ban is unacceptable. By supporting an abortion ban that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the mother. Ted Cruz has put women at risk. Texas women deserve to have their voices heard. I am glad these brave Texas women will have a platform to tell their stories. And after I'm elected on November 5th, I'll be a senator who will restore their rights and put Texas first. Well, there's a few problems with that. One, the majority of it is false, but it reminds us that everybody running on this progressive leftist ticket really are single issue politicians, and that is centering around this idea of the ability to conveniently abort or murder your unborn children. They call it women's reproductive rights, but it's not very reproductive when you're killing your kid. Now, to me, as Senator Ted Cruz has said, Colin Allred is just another Kamala Harris. They have the same ideologies. They are very anti-Texas when it comes to our foundations and our values and the things that are important to us. Their policies are extremely radical. Colin Allred is very adamant about continuing to allow biological males to compete against biological females in our high school and even collegiate sports. That includes allowing men in women's bathrooms, access to your daughters. These are the things that can't be allowed to happen. These dangerous illegal aliens that are crossing over our border to the tune of millions coming into our country. And we all know Kamala Harris was opposed to fracking and the oil and gas industry that is so important here in the state of Texas, and Colin Allred is absolutely no different. So, folks, I want you to pay attention, especially those of you in Texas, as you head out to the polls. Don't be deceived by the guy who looks like some big, lovable, affable cartoon character with an underbite. standing on a football field telling you how dangerous Ted Cruz is for Texas. No, I don't want you to be deceived by either the rhetoric or the image. I want you to remember that Texas is a great state, and so goes Texas, so goes the rest of the nation. Don't believe in radical ideologies that ultimately lead to socialist Marxism. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Texas if a guy like Colin Allred becomes our next senator. Don't let it happen. I'm encouraging you to support Ted Cruz. Support Ted Cruz. He's the smartest guy in the room. He is a constitutional scholar. He understands Texas, and he understands Texas values. He will make sure to put Texas first, and he will not be controlled by the radical ideologies of the Beltway of Washington, D.C., while he hides potentially under the skirt of the Nancy Pelosi's or the Kamala Harris's. Folks, let's keep Texas red. Our lives, our freedom, our liberty, and everything we value 100% depends on it. Yes, it really is that important. Folks, come out and find me in Marble Falls, Texas this Saturday night. We're going to be doing a little comedy, having a little fun at Putters and Gutters, and then going to be bouncing around both between Texas and Oklahoma, and then headed over to Florida as well. You can check out my calendar, watchchad.com. It's where all the fun stuff is. Tune in tomorrow for another hot take from a hothead. I love you. God bless you. And don't forget, we have some big conversations happening on the Chad Prather Show every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. YouTube, Rumble, subscribe, click like, and share the podcast with your friends and family. We'll talk to you there. Bye.